Hi guys, so today I have this 2-pack of scrapbooks that Arteza sent in for review, and they send them free of charge, and all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you were to purchase items through those links. So this is something I selected because I was very curious of the scrapbooks that they have. So this is, again, it's a 2-pack, and that's just how it comes. And it says here that it has a hardcover, spiral-bound black pages, and it says the Arteza scrapbooks are available in a variety of types of sizes. Please visit arteza.com for more information. Okay. Oh, this is what I was looking for. It's 8.5 by 11 inches, the papers that are in there. 169 pounds, so it's a really nice weight. But this is very interesting because they are like a craft on the outside. So, of course, there are 2 of them. So I'm going to put this one to the side for now. They are exactly the same, and I know they're kind of big, so it's hard for me to get it really perfectly in frame here. So there it is. Again, 8.5 by 11. It has the black rings, split rings here, split by meaning 2 sections, not just one large one. The black tie, and then the papers inside are black, which I think is very artsy. I like that because you can use your Milky pens, your gel pens that would show up on this, glittery things, all that kind of stuff is going to show up really nicely. You can keep it nice and classic looking with just like little photo corners, or you can really dress it up however you want. But the pages are nice and thick. Yeah, that is really great. Let me see if I can find out how many pages are in them. I'll get back to you guys on that. Super nice thick chipboard covers. They are chipboard, but they're covered in like a craft paper. I don't know if you can see this. So it's gusseted here and everything really nicely. So I'm not really sure what I want to do with it. So I think I'm going to use it for Freeform Friday because it is completely blank and we're just going to do something. So I'm going to grab some supplies from my stash. And I'll try to, I think what I'm going to do today is probably just do the front cover, and then maybe in a couple days, or maybe next week or whatever, we'll start doing some inner pages. And I told you guys that in January, the one thing I did want to start doing is more scrapbooking, or maybe the 12 by 12 type pages, but this is 8.5 by 11 and stuff like that. And you guys were really excited about that, or said, you like to see that because you still scrap, or you like want to get back into it too. So I think this will be fun. So let me grab some things and, we'll get this decorated. Okay, so I got a piece of paper from that country road stack I'm always using from Hobby Lobby. And this is obviously going to be slightly larger than 8.5 by 11. There are 40 sheets in here, and it says it right on the cover there, so on the box. So there are 40 sheets of these guys. And I think I'm going to use this to just start building something off of. And I cut this down to basically 11 by 8.25, because it was a little bit longer than the 11 inches. I can see that here. But the 8.5 was just on the edge, so I cut a little bit more off, so it's like 8.25. And I was thinking about making this kind of distressy looking and like maybe wrinkling it up or doing something, but I think for now I'm just going to keep it flat, and then we'll do some stenciling and then build up some kind of, center here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just glue it down, and I'm going to use glue, but you can use, an adhesive runner, whatever you think is going to help it stay down for a long time. But I was even thinking after we glue it, you could just tear the edges and make it look really rustic. But inking, all those kind of things. Maybe use your edge dies. There's lots of stuff we can do, but I'm just putting this down just to have something to begin working off of. Again, with this glue, you have to be very careful where you place your stuff. Have it ready to go, because it will want to stick very quickly. Okay, I'm going to let that smooth out for a little bit. I'm going to give it a minute to dry just so it doesn't hopefully buckle or anything. I don't think it's going to. I don't see it doing that, but this is very thin paper that I stuck onto our chipboard here. And I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have this here. I have a stencil, and I always like using this stencil. It's so pretty, so I'm going to use this one. I am going to use a slanted implement here, but if you want to use like a sponge to do this or whatever it is, feel free. This paint that I'm going to use is a little bit thick. I've reviewed it before. This is the Pearl Banana Yellow, and then I have some gold, and the gold has a shimmer shine to it too. And I just need to put this on something so I can use it. So I'm going to put it on here. So I'm going to put out a little glob of gold. I really don't need that much. If I need a little more, I'll add it in just a minute. And then some of that banana color. And basically, I'm just going to take this, and I don't have my stencil glued down, but I probably should. And I'm just going to run this over, oops, top here, just to add some texture. I'm not really looking for perfection. I'm just trying to add a little something. So that's the gold, and there's that pearly color. Pretty cool. And if this is, it's pretty clean on the bottom, so if it got dirty I would completely wash this off because I'm going to use it again down in this corner, but you don't want it to get all smeared and looking crazy. So I'm going to put this down right here and basically do the same thing. So I'll just get some of that color, hold my stencil pretty flat. If you're afraid of doing it the way I am, you can definitely use some stencil spray. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry. Okay, I think to make some of the, just like the background pieces, I'm gonna use this set here, some Tonic, and I think I'm gonna cut this one out just completely like this in black paper, and then I'm gonna cut the frame part, this little delicate part, I think in this gold matte shimmer or matte mirror paper, since I have a nice chunk of it, and that'll work out real well. Maybe even, no, it has to go this way. And then this little centerpiece, you can use it to make a frame, but what I'm going to do is just cut a piece of that same Country Road paper, and I think I'm going to cut like this piece here. And it has pretty flowers and stuff, but I kind of want it to go into the background, so I think I'm just going to cut it from like this piece, and I'll have this little chunk that we can then put in and make kind of like a frame looking, but it's just its own thing. So I'll be right back when those pieces are cut. These pieces cut out. And I'm just going to glue these down. So this is a very delicate, gorgeous thing. The reason I bought the black in is because the pages in the book are black. Otherwise, I'd probably go with like a craft color or something brown or gold, you know, a different type. But I want it to kind of go into, when you open the book, it just has that, kind of ties together. Now, this doesn't have a lot of areas that are kind of big, so what I'm going to do again is just that little glue trick and put tons of glue on the back of my hand, because it'll use it up. Like what I just did right now is not going to be enough. So I'm just patting, 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 and then when I'm done, I'll lay it down on here, okay? And I'll be right back. And with something like this, I always start in one area and kind of just, you know, just take my time laying that down. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. It would be gorgeous just like that too. Look at that. And then have your little title, whatever it is that your book might be about, or just a, you know, generic sentiment or just decoration. It doesn't have to have any kind of sentiment at all. Like I said, I did cut this piece out to pop in here. And I suppose I'll use it. I was thinking, no, it looks so pretty without it, but you know what? We'll be fine. Ooh, maybe I want to do something with this. I don't really know what I was gonna put on here. So maybe what I'm going to do is just real quick grab another stencil and maybe some ink and do a little something. Oh, my stencil's under me here. This one's kind of big, but you know what? That's okay. It's like a big image, you know, for this, but let's put a little something right there. And some ink. And I'll use some brown ink. I have Friar Brown here. Again, it's just a little something. I'm not really minding how I'm doing this. Okay. Put that to the side, clean that off in a minute here. Yeah, just add a little something more and it kind of echoes those swirls there. So I'll do that. and glue this down. Then I'll think about how we want to put this together and what else I need to decorate the front. Again, whenever I have a scrapbook or a book like that, I like to keep it kind of flat on the front, because if you put it away, you're going to be sliding in and out. But if you put it out on display, well, then you can, go crazy and make it a lot more dimensional. It just, it depends on what you're doing and what you're looking for. So we'll see what I feel like when I get there. But I'm going to let that dry, and I'll be right back. Guys. So like I said, I like to keep something like this flat. I would love to put some flowers on here, make some handmade flowers and things. But for this kind of thing, again, if you're going to be putting it away, or on a bookshelf or something like that, bookcase, it kind of needs to be flat. But if you're going to have it on display, then, dress it up like I mentioned earlier. So I have this, again, the paper was very thin that I used, so it still looks a little buckly under here because I didn't glue it completely down. You know how I just put glue all around the edges and things, but not too bad. And once it dries really well, it'll go back to shape. So I'm just going to stick this down. And again, I will glue it very well. So I do want this very flat. So I'm going to make sure that my glue is really not, just on the very edges. So nothing gets caught behind there, or if I were to slide it in and out, less chance of it getting caught. But that's just my personal preference. Like I said, some people really like to put a lot of dimension on the front of their albums like this. And I'm just eyeballing where I'm putting that. Let me put this straight so I think that's nice. And I'm going to turn it over just so that I have some weight put on that. And in the meantime, I cut out some of these little words, word dies from this Tonic set. And it has lots of different words, but I was thinking something, I can make it very themed or just something more generic. So I went with the word family from this Memory Book Essentials set. And it's a good little size. And I cut it out with black and then gold on top, or gold with black on top. I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. So I'm going to glue those down just so we can have that when this is dry and I turn it back over. And then I cut these little butterflies out. Again, I would love to leave them kind of fluttering like this, but I'm going to glue them down flat from the Wings and Things Monarch and Princess Wings die set. And I cut one out of a more like a fuchsia pearlescent paper and a pink pearlescent paper. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. And they're not super thin, so I can do this, but you can do the glue trick by putting glue on the back of your hand. And that will be it. I'll just glue these things down. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll decide which one I want to use on the cover. I'm not sure which one I want to go with. And I think for the, for whenever I put pictures in on the inside, I'm just going to, hopefully you notice, I kind of start over here and let it kind of lay down. I'm going to use just simple like photo corners. I don't think I'm going to do too much because I do like the look of this. Just kind of a classic old school scrapbook, I think what I'll do is whenever I feel like, and if I come back and show that at a later date, is, use like maybe this pocket here down the corner of the pages. If I have like little ephemera or little things that I, if it's a certain occasion like Disney World or cruises or something like that, I always keep like lots of little things I can just kind of tuck in there. Maybe put a little lace on the side of a picture or underneath, but just very simple. I wanted to keep it nice and clean, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. But let me let that dry. I'm gonna glue this one down and I'll be right back. Massaging that. So again, flat is the key word. So when you open this up, you have that black, you have the black paper. I think it's gonna look lovely, really nice. So there's that. And then I have the two family. I wasn't sure which one I want to use. Just because it's the opposite of what's going on here, right? With the black background, the gold. This is gold with black. See, I kind of tend towards this one. Even though this one echoes this, I kind of like this. Just a little something different. Kind of plays with your eyes there. And then I have the little butterflies. I'm not sure where I want to put who or what. Let's see. Oh, I think that's good. Okay. Like I said, I would love to leave them floating or even put a little dimension on this, but you can do whatever you like. I'm just going to flatten them out, and that'll be that. Let's see. Try to make sure that's straightish. Okay. Maybe I'll let them be a little bit movement. Otherwise, I'm putting glue all over this. Some glue came out the front. I'm just going to wipe that away before I stick that down. I'm just putting it randomly somewhere to look a little more organic. So pretty. I'll hold that down for a second. But thank you so much, Arteza, for sending these scrapbooks for my review. Again, you guys, they do sell in a 2-pack. I do have a 10% off coupon that normally works on regular priced items. Sometimes some sale items, it just depends. So you can just try it and see how that happens. But the links will be in the description box. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was kind of fun Freeform Friday for you. Got a little bit dirty, but mostly we were just designing this cover that's nice and simple. And I think it's very elegant. I like this book. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.